In this society, we learn the exact opposite of how things should be. We have the most recessive group of people running the world. So they use their media and all types of platforms to promote themselves as being the best, having the best hair, having the best skin, having the best eyes. But as we start researching a lot of this stuff, we're finding it's very contrary to what we're being told. Now, we already seen their sunburned skin and how they easily get second degree burns and all these pus balls from the sun. That's because that skin is extremely inferior. It's the most inferior skin on the earth. And then they heavily promote these light hair colors all the time. And it's actually the opposite in the Bible. They don't favor that leprous light color hair. It's not seen as anything good. It's seen as inferior. And then we know about their eyeballs also burning in the sun. And when it comes down to the Caucasoids, it doesn't really matter if they have green, blue, or hazel eyes, because they are already a recessive people. Their eyeballs will burn. Now, this society always want to push that blonde hair, blue-eyed woman in front of everybody's face. They literally force these people down our throats. We are not asking and checking for these people. They are being forced upon us through the media, on magazine covers, and so on and so forth. But let's see if that eye color is really special. But we already know right off the bat, it is recessive. Now, eye color is a result of pigments and some structural colorization from how a part of your iris is constructed and reflects light. Now, people with blue eyes are known to be more sensitive to bright light than people with darker eyes because their eyes have less pigment to reflect or block the sunlight from the retina. So it's easy to understand why they would actually get sunburn of the eyeballs. They're already sensitive because of that lack of melanin. They have no pigmentation. See, a lot of people are fooled by the blue and green eyes. It's actually an eye with no color. It really is just as an eye with no color at all. So being it has such a low amount of pigmentation, it can't protect itself from the rays that are generated from the sun. So it's easy to understand why those eyes would burn and they would have all kinds of issues with reflecting light from their eyes. So it really makes sense when you go back to the video I did on their eyes burning. And you saw all the different pictures, and it really didn't matter if they were somebody that was really the palest Caucasoid down to one that might have had like the dark hair and dark eyes, their eyes still burnt. Now, let's look at a little more of what it says. The pigment that color eyes absorb ultraviolet. So if you repeatedly expose to high intensity light and your eyes are light colored, you may damage your eyes. Do you know, when I had bought a dog back in the 90s. My dog actually died in August of last year. He made it to the age of 19 years old, and he was a American Eskimo dog. Now, those dogs come in both brown-eyed and blue-eyed. Now, the one that I picked out was a brown-eyed dog. And the vet told me it was a good thing I got the brown-eyed dog. He said because the blue-eyed dog would probably go blind. He said a lot of those dogs, he said a lot of people think their eyes are so pretty because they got blue eyes. He said really it's not the best dog to get. A high percentage of dogs with blue eyes tend to go blind at a much higher percentage than dogs with brown eyes. So you can see even they have a recessive gene that impacts their sight. And in fact, he had told me, he said, if you ever pick a dog out, don't ever pick a blue-eyed dog out. Always get the brown-eyed dog. They have less issues with vision. So that was interesting to know. Um, this is why people in the tropics generally have brown eyes, while people in temperature regions can get away with having blue eyes. Hazel obviously is somewhere between brown and blue. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing that can beat having melanated brown eyes. Okay. There is no need in you looking at somebody with blue and green eyes and envy them in any kind of way because they have a lighter eye. Be proud of your dark eye and embrace it because it's the best eye in the entire world to have. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And if you can donate to my channel, please do. Peace, family.